Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee. Want to do a video for you guys today on old-fashioned chili sauce. Old-fashioned chili sauce is one of the two tomato-based condiments that the old-timers would always make, and each farm had their own little variation on it. But the easiest way to describe chili sauce is doesn't really have any chili seasonings in it. It's not like chili at all. It's similar to what we would call salsa today, but it has some spices in it. And back when I was a kid, salsa was non-existent around here. There was no salsa. Now you go into a grocery store, there's 20 different kinds of salsa, but back then there was no salsa. Each farm pretty much just made their own version of chili sauce. And I got my ingredients here. I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to put this together. And chili sauce was either canned or it was used fresh, and it would be set out in bowls like this on the table for people to put it on whatever they wanted to put it on. Most commonly, fried potatoes. Fried potatoes was something that was always eaten with chili sauce, as I remember it as a kid growing up. And they would also make chili sauce in late summer when they had all the stuff available to them. I seen batches of chili sauce that were made with a half a bushel of tomatoes. I mean, they were a huge it was a huge deal. Tomatoes and peppers were the two main things that people would grow to make it. And typically it was half vegetables and it was half tomatoes, and then the different spices put in. Now this is a recipe as I remember it. Some of the stuff like the sugar and the vinegar are subjective in this. But starting out here, I got 6 cups of diced tomatoes. These were canned commercial diced tomatoes that I wanted to use up. If it'd be in the summertime, I would scald and peel tomatoes, and I would use fresh tomatoes, but we're kind of not in season for this, but I wanted to make some of this anyway because I've been kind of hungry for it. 2 cups, this was 6 cups of tomatoes, and peppers were always added. 2 cups is what I got here. I got both red and green bell pepper. If the old timers wanted it spicy, they would actually put in the Hungarian wax peppers, which is basically a hot yellow banana pepper. Celery was also put in. I got 2 cups of diced celery here. And of course onions. The onions I always remember being kind of rough chopped, so that's what I did with these here. Got about 2 cups, so then that's the equal portions. I got my 6 cups of vegetables and 6 cups of tomatoes, and we're going to mix this up good. And then we're going to add our vinegar and our sugar and our spices into this. And I got a half a cup of white sugar here. Now this could either be white or brown sugar. I remember it being more white sugar when we made it as a kid, so that's what I'm using here, is the white sugar. That's about a half a cup. And then cider vinegar. Cider vinegar or white vinegar were typically used. I'm going to use about a half a cup, maybe just slightly more than a half a cup of cider vinegar into this. And now the salt and spices. I got about a tablespoon of salt here. I'm going to put that in. And I got whole peppercorns, about a half a teaspoon, maybe a little more. And then I got 4 whole allspice. Now I remember allspice being put into the jars when they would can this. They would put 1 or 2 whole allspice into each pint can as they would can it, so to make sure that each can had its own. I'm making this for fresh here, so it really doesn't matter. And then the spices. I got a half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon here, a quarter teaspoon of ground cloves, quarter teaspoon of ground nutmeg, very similar to the homemade ketchup recipe that I did a video on earlier. I'll put a link in the description for that video as well. And that's basically the ingredients, and now just heat. And they would simmer this. I remember them simmering this in huge pots when they would be canning it in the summertime. I'm actually going to turn this on, and I'm going to let this simmer most of the afternoon, just on low, stirring it every once in a while, and going to let this reduce by about a third to a half, and then check it, because that's typically what they would do. They would reduce this to a third or a half, and then they would use it fresh like that, or if they were going to can it, they would pack it into pint cans, and they would hot water bath it for 30-35 minutes or so. So anyway, going to let this simmer here, and when this is cooked down, I'm going to show you what that looks like. And this is what the chili sauce looks like after simmering about 3 hours. You can see here there's really no liquid left in it. It's pretty much just solids. See the allspice hanging out in here, and it's got a really unique smell, and it's got a really unique flavor. It's not really salsa, and it's not really ketchup. It's got kind of a warm, earthy taste with those spices that are in there. And now at this point, if you want to taste it, and if you'd like it a little bit more sweet, you can add a little bit more sugar. If you like it a little bit more tart, you could add a tablespoon or two more of vinegar to kind of give a little bit more acid into it, so it kind of sparks the flavor. I actually tasted this, and I like it just the way it is. It is very close to what I remember having when I was a kid. So I'm actually going to use this fresh, so I'm just going to put this in that crock container that I showed you guys earlier, and we're just going to use this. But at this point, if you'd want to can this, you could pack this in a hot pint jar, and you could hot water bath this for 35 minutes, and with the vinegar and sugar and stuff in here, this would keep just fine for you. But anyway, this is Modern Refugee. Just wanted to share this old-time recipe with you guys. Kind of remind people that chili sauce still exists, and it was something that people used quite a bit back in the day. But anyway, hope you guys got a little information, a little entertainment out of this video, and you guys have a great day.